Yes, man, Atlanta's #1 hip-hop station, Hot 1079, Fly Guy DC.
Maisha Simone.
And we have a special guest with us today. One of the ones for sure, to be exact, one of the dopest producers in the game.
A young legend.
Yes, absolutely right. And we want you to do the honors of introducing yourself.
What up, what up? It's Turbo the Great, man. Mr. Run That Back Turbo himself.
Run That Back Turbo. Talk about how you even got that name.
I mean, Turbo, and I mean, I used to hate telling the story, but I'm going to tell y'all because we're in Atlanta.
It's only right, bro.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
They used to tease me and say that I look like the guy from Breaking. That it's a kid, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody do.
It was a kid. It's an old movie called Breaking.
Okay.
And it was a kid on there that used to dance real good named Turbo.
Okay.
So it's like the OG niggas in my neighborhood used to like, oh, you look like Turbo. You know what I'm saying? Like Turbo, little Turbo.
Did he dance real fast or something?
He danced real. He was like ticking.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like,
so you be ticking. You was
no,
in the neighborhood.
no, sir. No. What is that movie called? Is it called Breaking? It's called. I think it's called Breaking. Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's like an '80s movie though, bro. Like Jerry Curl. Like it's not good. So it just kind of stuck. And then like when my partner started calling me that, it's like, all right, I'm not really mad at this. You know what I mean? It was like a neighborhood name. You know what I mean? But at first I wasn't feeling it at all.
So when did you grow into it and just be like, okay, I'm gonna own it, and you took own of the name?
Well, I had at first my name was Young Dread.
Mm.
I had real long dreads, so it was like that wasn't gonna work. You know what I mean? And I was
a lot of people with dread.
You know, from Atlanta, everybody call you Dread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I knew that wasn't gonna work, and I was producing. I was just doing my thing, and I was kind of trying to figure out like what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was calling me Turbo or Birdo or some type of mixture of Turbo. So I just accepted. I was teenage years.
Okay, now from Atlanta, what part of Atlanta, for all the people that don't know, to be exact?
Southside, man.
Southside.
Old National, man. I grew up on Old National, man. Gabby Road, Old
Wait,
Bill
why
Cook.
you say, oh my God?
Because it just seems like
everybody from the South Side.
Yeah, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, come on, man. That ain't out of nowhere. Actually,
Wait.
Watch this. Let's get very technical on this.
Okay.
Now, you from Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
What side of the east side are you from?
Don't make me mad.
Stop.
DC.
What side of the east side are you from?
I'm from Stone Mountain Road. I mean, not Stone Mountain Road. Allgood Road, Rock Bridge, Memorial Drive.
Okay.
Like,
now,
over
what
there.
schools did you go to?
We're not talking about that. This is about Turbo.
Turbo, don't you want to know what school she went to?
Was it like Stone Mountain High or something like that?
I was supposed to go.
That's how you know right there.
To Redan.
Okay, so where did you go?
I moved out to Conyers.
So you from Georgia?
No, I'm from Atlanta. I went to Allgood Elementary, Freedom Middle.
No, she
I'm
from
Stone Mountain.
Okay. For
So the only reason why I did that, because you said something when he said Southside. You know I'm Southside bred also.
I don't know what street you grew up on.
Wow.
But yeah, so when it comes to, the South Side, you getting into producing, what made you like actually just start creating beats and just growing into your life as a producer?
I kind of fell into it. You know what I mean? Like, at that time, it was like Mr. Collie Park, who else? Like Jermaine Dupri, Ludacris, like those was the people from the South Side. And I just kind of fell into music because, if you're from Atlanta, at some point everybody was rapping or doing some type of something. And I was producing and recording people, and that was like my little hustle. But I just fell in love with the process, and I had to be like 13 or 14 when I first really, really started. And my cousin introduced me to FL Studios, and it's like the rest was history. I was sitting, in my mama's little room, and just like I had the big back computer. You know what I mean? Like just making beats, just trying,
Now, when you was coming up at that early age, and we know how the game is now, and even how it was then, like people don't really like little brother you or take you under their wing. Was it anybody OG wise as far as producers like that just like gravitated to you and took you under their wing to teach you the ropes?
Not as far as producers, you know what I mean? Shad, everybody knows Shad the guy. He from the South Side. And, at that time, it was like rich kids and all that was going on. So, like, when I probably got like 18, 17 or something like that, I got introduced to Shad. And then I got under like that Grand Hustle, just Arm, and from there it was just Shad, Tip, Country, Dro, like everybody over there basically, and that's really like my first introduction to, you know, like the industry, I guess. That was my first real industry check.
Yeah. Now, when you got that big call, that major phone call, and I don't know if it was Lil Baby or who was the first major. Well, I feel like you were just making beats and then somebody called you.
everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it was Tip. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay,
I
Tip.
started with all them guys, like Baby and Gunna, like all them. Like, I'm at the core of they, you know, career for real.
Yeah.
So,
No, seriously.
like, you know, I was with Baby, like, Baby wasn't even trying to rap. You know what I mean? So, like, the first big call for real was Tip. You know, the first real embracing, like, he gave me my first $1,000 for a beat.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, it was really
What
Tip.
you do with that 1,000?
Can I don't want to.
No, you have to tell us. Come on.
I bought a gun.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's wrong with that?
Man, you know, we try to keep it positive, but you know,
there's nothing wrong with that. It's
some-
back then.
nah,
You got
on some
security now. You good.
on some Atlanta shit, I bought a 22 the size of me, you know what I mean? And went everywhere with that motherfucker.
Understood. Now the how do you feel about like the state of, not even just in Georgia, like the game overall of producers right now and what they bring to the game? Because I know there's always conversations about like an artist comes up with a producer and then they veer away from that producer and lose their sound and lose their bass. Like, what are your thoughts on that, being on that producer side?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should always just keep going with who you started with. Like, that's the core of like everything. So, I mean, I love what's going on with the producers and the young guys, and like just even being an example of like staying with your people, you know, but coming up, we wasn't getting as much like shine as we are now. So like, I love the fact that, you know, Metro doing his thing, or Mike Will, like all those different guys, and like they got their own brands, their own platform. Sonny, Southside, you know, everybody, like they got their own platform, and it's like it was never really like that when I was a kid. So I think that's just super dope. And when you think about it, all those guys are with the same people they started with. You know, Metro with Pluto, Southside with Pluto, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. So I think that's like super important to just stay with your people and just build.
Now, Atlanta, my bad, my Asia, but Atlanta has the core of producers who are running the game.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on like Metro, Southside, Mike, you, Jets, and just everybody doing like a collab album as one?
Dope.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be special.
But why hasn't it happened?
It's political.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With deals, and that's why ownership is like super important. When people get deals, certain things just don't make sense, you know? So we would have to all agree to just be creative and not even worry about the money. But I think it'll be a dope idea. It's just, you know, getting over the politics.
And you got a lot of certifications. I had to pull the list out because it's so many. I mean, gold, platinum, and diamond.
Yeah.
Drip Too Hard, Baby, Gunna. Did you know when you made that beat? Did you know it was out of there? Did you know it was one of them ones?
Nah, you can't call it.
You can't.
Nah, you can't
Really?
call it. I made that beat on laptop speakers. I probably had $1,200 to my and I still didn't even have a crib when I made that. It was just like grind time. So I knew when I heard the song it was special, but you never know when you make the beat. You know, you can just like the beat.
Now, is the effort still the same from like that grind time to now? Like, cause you know, like once people get to a certain spot, they're not, I wouldn't necessarily say going through motions, but when you're trying to get somewhere, that grind and that work ethic is way different than once you get there.
Yeah, I mean, it's now for me, it's working smarter, you know, and like more efficient. Before it was just cook. You know, now it's like super intentional. Like, you know, what do I want this to feel like? Or, you know, as far as the artist I'm working with, I'll take an approach as a fan. Like, what would I want to hear? You know, especially with somebody like Gunna and just even this single we doing. Like, it's like, I want to hear you on this type of beat. Let's try it. And that's kind of like my approach. But the grind and going to the studio every day is still the same.
That's still the same. That doesn't change. Like
Yeah.
Because you know how some people like will rap like they're hungry, like they ain't got no food in the crib, and then when they get a little bit of money, it's like, what happened?
Yeah,
You know,
I'm scared to go back.
Now you spoke on everything being so political and the politics in general with the game. What do you think, and it's no need to say no specific names or anything, but like, what do you think can get the state of Atlanta back to the roots of it? like it needs to be because we need it. Like Atlanta had a void for a long time, and the void is literally just starting to come back. But like Atlanta has always been about unity and everybody rocking with everybody. So like in your opinion, like what do you think can get Atlanta back to that? Because outside of ego and pride, because I think that's the biggest thing in my opinion. But outside of that, what do you think could get Atlanta back to the basics?
It's communication. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of everything started from just a big misunderstanding and everybody ego just where it's at because we young and, you know, we got money, we African American. That's how they teach us. You know what I mean? But don't nobody want to communicate. Well, they didn't before. You know what I mean? They are now. But you know what I mean? It's like didn't nobody want to communicate. So it's like, you know, it had to get like this where it's like, you know, a little dark and the energy a little bit off before people start saying, what am I mad about? You know what I mean? Why aren't we together? Why are these boys at these other states so together and we seem like we broke apart? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, once you start just communicating and really just like getting to the nitty gritty of whatever it is, it'll get better.
So do you see it getting back to where it needs to be, like with that unity and with everybody on the same page and actually taking over the throne again like we had it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna speak it into existence. You know what I mean? Like, I think it will. You know, it's like all wounds heal. You know, so I think it will. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some, you know, some real effort, but it's happening.
There's a question that kind of went viral that he answered, and I'm gonna kind of ask it in a different way.
Oh my God!
Because I want to know personally, like with you producing for everybody. I mean, you can't hide or deny good work.
Yeah.
How is it possible to keep the relationships between all the different sides together and still be able to like make beats? Or did you have to make a decision like, okay, I got to choose a side, I got to fall back, I can't make beats over here because of this affiliation? Or
I mean, I fuck with me. You know what I mean? It's not even like all that's petty. You know what I mean? We all rich for real. We all got families. We all grown. You know what I mean? So the opportunity is too massive to try to choose a side like that. You got to think about where we come from. Like, and really, we all made something out of absolutely nothing, out of thin air. It's a blessing in its own. You know what I mean? So I'm not even finna take that approach of like, oh, I'm finna choose a side because God might not want that for me. You know what I mean? Whatever side that I'm trying to choose. So I don't do all that. You know what I mean? I just make music. I stay in the studio, and it's like whoever need it, I got it.
So stay out of it.
I literally answered it the same way because I got asked that question literally, and I literally answered it the same way. Like it's nothing you can do about that. I mean, and when you're solid with people, they don't make you choose a side. Like it's not even like that if you're not involved in that. Now, the relationship that you have with Gunna is immaculate, and it's very rare.
Yeah.
Speak on that. Like how did that come about? Of course, I know that you were there from the start, but like how did that come about, and how is it now grown into what it is? Because at first I know it was a business relationship, but I know like now like it's a brotherhood. Like it's like family. Like you see him, you see you, you see you, you see him.
But that's the thing that people don't know. It's always been like that. So if you know Gunna, if you know Turbo, if you know YSL, Turbo was always there. You know what I mean? Turbo was always executive producing. But I'm cool with getting my money and going home. You know what I mean? You don't have to see me. You can hear my tag, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? With these past couple of years, it's like, all right, we gotta do a little bit more work. You know what I mean? We gotta do a little bit more, and the magnifying glass was on us. But me and Gunna been running around together, you know, like everywhere.
Give us your craziest Gunna story.
Craziest Gunna story. I mean, I can start at the beginning where, you know, he was still right before DS3 was happening, and like, you know, I think everybody kind of know that story about how when they got pulled over in Decatur, and you know, everybody think it was just him and Thug. It was 3 people in that car, by the way. And he had his drive with him, and he used to keep his drive like so stupid. Like he used to be in 2 pieces. And he'd have like the cord in one pocket and the drive in one pocket, and it was just like so dumb.
Why, bro?
Yeah, you know what I mean? But this was early on, you know, and when they got pulled over and they confiscated all their stuff, they took his drive. And at that time, we had just kind of started really working a little bit more closer. And, you know, I always been passionate about this, you know, so I'm like, bro, they took your drive. Like, on, you know what I'm saying? Like, this your life. Like, like, what you on, you know? And we had a real, you know, talk about that. And, you know, it's probably not a crazy story, but like, you know, I just told him, like, give me $100. You know, I'm gonna buy a drive for you, and you know, I'm gonna carry your drive around everywhere. I don't think you should carry your drive no more.
Until this day.
You know what I mean? Like, and to this day, for sure, he don't carry his drive. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was like super early on, but that was our first like, you know, glue moment. You know, and then right after that, before he even got his drive, we was trying to have like a Zaytoven and Future type moment. You know, where like, when Esco got locked up with the drive and all that, so we feeling like, okay, we gotta re-record, you know what I mean? We gotta re-record everything. And in the midst of that, we recorded okay.
Oh,
You know,
I love it.
and we was re-recording everything, and then the drive came back.
Where was it?
Police got it. They were trying to hold on to it.
They were trying to hold on to it, but they brought it back, and then we finished DS3. You know, and then DS3 came out, and then rest is history.
Now, what's one misconception with you being so tight with what's one misconception about him that you can share, like where there's a stigma or people assume or something like, but just like one misconception about him?
I don't know. I don't really keep up with whatever the misconceptions might be. You know what I mean? I can't even really say. I just know that, you know, he's super focused right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Super focused and just like on, you know, health and, you know, just private equity, and we doing all type of just deals on that side, just like the future and just like family. You know what I mean? He don't talk much.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I think that's probably like a misconception where, you know, people don't really know how many hands in on things and decisions that he got, but any of the weird shit, I don't know.
Yeah. Now, do you think that because me knowing Wanna talkative, like in the past, like Wanna is Wanna. Like, do you think that things that have transpired has took a toll on his mental? And not even just his mental, on your mental. Because I mean, all of you all were a part of something and still is a part of something that has been a staple in the state of Georgia and in the world in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just turned me up. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, you know, got to go after this. You know what I mean? I can't really speak for his mental. I don't know. You know, all I know is this boy want to go to the gym every day.
He was never like that.
Never like that.
Never
you know
like
what I'm
that.
saying? He's waking up earlier than everybody, and he's staying at the studio longer than it. So I'll just say just the success of it all. You know what I mean? I never thought about it this much. You know, I never thought that it'd be like this, and being able to just like provide for my family. You know, like I paid off my grandma's house a long time ago, you know, and that was like a big dream of mine. And, you know, helping my mom get a house, my sister, just like pouring into my family and just like showing them opportunity. I don't think that's like an accomplishment as a producer, but producing has, you know, blessed me with the opportunity to do that. So like that's the thing that I feel just like most happy about, you know, my family and where we at and just the health, you know what I mean? Just growing.
And your biggest challenge?
Trying not to say nothing fast. You know what I mean? Trying not to just speak out of character or be too emotional.
Now, if you had to choose out of your whole catalog, your favorite three. Now, not in a sense of how it's done publicly, but to the meaning and how the song was created or how the beat was created. If you had to choose your favorite three in no particular order, what three would that be?
What it meant to you?
I would start with probably like Dropping Jewels with
was that the Punk album?
On the Punk album. You know what I'm saying? That was like just a special session. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because I had left the radio station.
Yeah.
And they had that Gilly interview that day.
Yep.
I was in the studio with Thug from 10 p.m. to 8 in the morning listening to Thug. I've never in my life like that. I didn't even know like that's what y'all be on when y'all be in the studio, bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm just
for
like I was the amount of music that I heard unreleased, seeing who he wrote for with songs that are hits now, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like I don't know how y'all can even do it, bro.
The drives and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, certain things work for certain moments, so that's the tough part about it. But yeah.
You gave us one, so two.
Dropping Jewels.
Dropping Jewels.
Yeah, that's one of them ones.
Yosemite by Travis Scott.
Ooh.
I always talk about that. That was another special session. I love Hawaii, and that was the first time I had ever been to Hawaii when we was doing that session. And like that was just a cool just vibe and environment, and we got one out of that session, so I was happy about that. And then I would probably have to say Neck on the Yacht by Gunna. That was another special session. You know what I'm saying?
What was it? Was it on the yacht though?
It was on the yacht.
It was on the yacht.
so
it was on the yacht.
the song resembles.
I'm not gonna say too much. You know what I'm saying?
I can read between the lines.
But that was another great session, you know. So it's a lot about how we made it is what, you know, I'm holding near and dear to me. But them my three for sure.
You talked about being rich, you know, being accomplished, established, and all of that. But where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? I mean, kind of feel like you have everything now. Like, what's next?
I'm gonna be on a farm with my family.
A farm?
Wow, a farm.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
What's gonna be on your farm?
Livestock. You know what I'm saying? Getting that credit, you know what I mean? And then I don't know, whatever we need to eat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And growing.
Grow
and,
everything.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be on like a farm, a compound, you know what I'm saying, with my family. And, you know, just doing music when I'm inspired, you know what I mean? If I'm saying 5 to 10 years, you know, I'm doing it. I want to do it like that.
Now, this new record, it's a different type of beat.
Yep.
It reminds me of like the pimping all over the world.
Okay.
Luda, Bobby V.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Now, what went into this? Because it's different.
Yeah.
And I would never imagine hearing Gunna on something like this,
That's
but
good.
the snippet that I even heard sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's definitely amazing. And I mean, it's just intentional. You know, like I said, with me putting out my music, the artists that I'm working with, I want to do something from a fan perspective. Like, do something that they won't expect, you know? And that's what this was. You know, it was my birthday. We was in Turks. We had houses next to each other. And, you know, again, this boy gonna wake up early. You know what I mean? So he called me 6 in the morning. Like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's your birthday, whatever. We just reflecting. You know, we just had a conversation. We wasn't even finna work.
Okay.
And he called me, and you know, the conversation was just so good. I guess we both got inspired.
Yeah.
And he like, walk over here, like let's just try to do something. At this point, it's 7. Everybody, the whole crew, everybody still asleep.
Yeah.
So you know, we wake up, we go over there, and I had already had this beat in the tuck, but you know, I was kind of waiting for the perfect time. You know, beautiful house, big doors, the ocean right there. So. You know, we just started kind of like mumbling words, you know, and it came, and I don't even think we even knew the comparison of the two songs, you know what I mean, until after we was done.
So that is that like?
I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
I thought I was tripping. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, we had to pay a sample fee for that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So like, you know, it wasn't just intentional though. We was just in Turks just vibing, you know, and it kind of came out like that. But you know, we've been speaking about just like the state of music and how everything is so dark.
Yeah.
You know, and just like
Bring that light back.
Wanting to bring some light back, celebrate women, you know what I mean? And really like giving y'all something to just like.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Now, before we get that back into the single, you brought up sampling.
Yeah.
Are you a producer that's against sampling? Because I know a lot of people don't like. Who did we talk to? Somebody was just like they don't like sampling. Yeah, like I know a lot of people are against it, but then I know a lot of people are with it. Like, what is your take on sampling?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a real producer, and sampling you know, that comes from like the art of producing. You know, they used to sample back in the day. Some of the greatest songs, you know, from my era were like other samples from like the 80s or whatever that I'm just now finding out, oh, that was a sample. So, you know, on some being creative, I still sample, you know, and I still just try to just push it outside of the box, but I don't like, you know, the fees, you know what I mean, that you have to pay and all that.
So was it a large fee for this sample?
Not really, because they consider this like an interpolation.
Okay.
It wasn't really a real sample. It's all original music. It's not using any of their stuff.
Okay.
But
So
you know,
would you charge somebody to sample your music?
that's what I was gonna get to.
That's
what I was gonna get to.
Like it,
I didn't like it until somebody started paying me.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Now, if you don't mind, that fee, what is that like? If you could give a ballpark, a range, like what?
That's a big ballpark.
But like, is it? Because I mean, all producers are different. Them numbers are crazy. And the sample, I mean, it's six figures. Let's just put it that way.
It's a pretty penny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very shiny.
So you love when people?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. You know, only
But you hate it when you gotta when it's
pay it.
Not even. I hate it when they waxing. You know what I mean?
Okay. When they go overboard.
You know the worth of it.
Yeah, like I respect it. You know, if I got inspired, but when you trying to whack me over the head, it's like Jesus, like, you know what I mean? Because from a creative standpoint, like I appreciate it. If somebody sampled my music, like, okay, you like my music, you got inspired from it. But you know, when we gotta pay like crazy fees, that's probably what that person was saying.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta pay 90 to 95% of your song. You know?
Now you talked about dedicating this song, catering to the ladies.
Yeah.
It is Women's History Month.
Yep.
So I need you to give me your top 3 female producers and also tell us
that's
the
tough.
most important women
She put
in
you
your
on the
life.
spot. Well, start with the most important women first. Let's
let's do the most important women.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the most important women. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 daughters, Charlie and Carter. You know what I mean? Those are like the light of my life right now. You know what I mean? My wife Noah. You know what I mean? That's every day. That's home team. So they all in one little pack.
Okay.
Okay.
And then of course, like my grandma was like, you know, the inspiration to everything when I would be tired. You know what I mean? Like for me to just keep on going. So Miss Brenda, you know, I love her. And then, man.
But you ready for the producers?
Oh, he got one more.
You got one more? Okay. No, we can't let you off. You got to at least, don't put it in order though. But you can give us the last important.
The last one I would jam all together. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know, my mama, of course, because she birthed me and she always supported me, you know, with this dream. So, you know, I'm jamming her in it because I can't leave my aunties and my sister out, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's like all of them as a collective. I got a lot of ladies in my family. So, you know, all of them mean so much to me. I can't just not have them in it.
Yeah.
Now, female producers. It don't have to be in
okay, wait.
order.
I got something. I gotta we give them this or that. So that's that part.
Okay,
or you can give us your top 2 females in the game that are running the game that is shitting on everybody right now. So
that's
it's either
that's too easy.
No, it's not easy. That's a lot of
All
people that you have to choose from.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to just choose.
And let me not say shitting on.
Yeah, don't say shitting on. Yeah, like don't say that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
but like the 2 that's like you like, damn, bro, like they on a crazy run. Yeah, like it's them.
Well, I mean, I love what Doechii is doing. You know what I mean? I love like that. Like just for it to be just something new that we never heard of, and she getting her recognition for it. So like I love that. And man, I can only pick 2. It's like it's
only 2. I wasn't expecting Doechii.
I'ma just say Glorilla. You know what I mean?
I figured that was
yeah, like that's the homie. She like, you know, down to earth, and like of course she doing her thing, and she from the South, so it's a few layers to that. I like her.
Now, final question before we get up out of here.
Yep.
If you could describe this new single, what it's gonna mean, the different sound of it, and the making of it, like everything that went into this in 3 words and not using the title.
Okay.
What would those 3 words be?
Transcending. for one, you know, because I feel like it's gonna make people understand that we don't got to be so dark.
Mhm.
You can say something for the ladies that's not calling her your little shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I agree with that.
Life changing.
Okay.
Life change.
You know what I mean? That's one word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
We
get
gonna
that.
say
We get that. We
Yeah,
get
You know
that.
what I mean? It's
yeah.
gonna be some babies that's gonna get made off of this. You know what I mean? At a trip or something like that. So that you said 3 words.
Your final word. Transcending, life changing.
What I'm
Okay.
saying energizing.
I like
I
that.
mean, like,
And when it's all said and done, what do you want to be?
oh man, that I'm just him. You know what I mean? Like, I want my kids to know, like, you know, you keep it solid and you take the long route sometimes, but it's all good. You know what I mean? You do the work, you stay focused. You know, it's all good. That's have integrity. That's the way that you do it. I want people to know me for my music.
Mm-hmm.
And know me for, like, you know, when I met Turbo, man, he was cool. You know what I mean? He looked me in my eye, he shook my hand, he spoke to my cousin. You know what I mean? He don't even know my cousin. Like, those type of moments, like real wholesome moments, you know. The accolades will come, the money will come, but that's the most important thing to me, how I make people feel and like how my music make them feel.
Just like that, man. Hot at Night, Hot 107.9, Fly Guy DC.
My Angel Simone.
And the great Turbo the Great, that is. We
You did.
go.
Let's get it.